G'day from the West, Lucas here. Welcome back to Footy West. It's been a while. As you can see, I am sitting on my bed and I am just thinking about so many things. West Coast in 2025, it's just gone horribly wrong. I think it's safe to say that a lot of people had not high expectations, but quite a few raised expectations going into this season. And it has just been absolute disappointment from get-go. Sure, there have been a few little good moments. There's a few highlights there. Brisbane game, some debutants, some young guys coming through. But overall, it's been a really disappointing start. And I suppose I have disappeared for a few weeks on here because I'm just trying to wrap my head around what's happened. And it's very hard to keep going when your team is doing so rubbish. But you can't shy away when things get tough, and you've got to face up to it. So I don't have too much for you today, but there's just a couple things that are really going wrong for West Coast at the moment that I think I need to touch on and give my thoughts on. And the first one is, it's obvious, it's glaring for everybody that is watching, all the fans, and it's the senior players that are not stepping up and performing how they should be. You've got a couple, I think, that are doing their job. I think Liam Baker, he's not a superstar of the competition, but I wouldn't certainly say he's a bad player. I would say he's been very good for the group. I think he should be captain next year, and I think a lot of them admire him and look up to him, a lot of the young guys in particular. I think Liam Ryan's been very good this season as well. So far, we saw a few good efforts from him in that disastrous Carlton gather-round game. So there are a couple of senior players that are doing their jobs. Even Jamie Cripps is doing all right. But everybody else, my goodness. And you look at sides, I look to Richmond's round 1 win, right? And that came from the clouds. They were not expected to win that at all. And you look back at it and you see that it was their senior guys that were standing up and really helped them get across the line and count in the moments that needed. And that's what you need. You need your older guys standing up and taking charge for your young guys to follow. And when your senior players are doing well, your young guys will follow suit and learn these good things from them. And West Coast have not had much of that at all so far this season. But something that's a sort of a shining light or a contradictory light to that is the fact that we've now seen Andrew McQualter drop some senior players. You've got your captain, Oscar Allen, who there's so much going on with him, so much external noise, and they can say it doesn't matter, but it does matter. And I do believe that he is committed to the club for this season, but I just think he's in terrible form, to be honest with you. I just think he's not playing how he wants to. I don't necessarily think he looks disinterested. I think you look at a disinterested player and an out-of-form player and you can sort of tell the difference. And to me, anyway, I think he's just terribly, terribly out of form and he should be dropped. As to probably Liam Duggan. I reckon Duggan gets a couple more weeks to try and fix it, but after that, I reckon he could be gone too. But the other thing is, it's also the effort from a lot of the players. Like, we see good quarters. We've seen some good quarters. A couple against Brisbane. There was one against GWS, maybe one against Carlton. I don't think any were particularly good against the Suns, even the Dockers as well. And it's just sometimes it's just traffic cones, and it's probably not even sometimes. It's probably most of the time at the moment. It's just traffic cones, it's witches' hats, whatever you want to call it. It's just easy as you like. I watched that Carlton game, and we look okay when we have the ball and when we're moving it. There were some good passages there, but when we don't have it and we are forced to defend, my God, it is atrocious. It's just mind-blowingly bad. You just sit there, and it's like you're sitting in an open room just being tormented. It's like putting things in your eyes. It is not pretty viewing, and it needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed quickly because we're going nowhere until you can get two-way running. So that's another glaring issue for mine. We know the players care. I mean, some of the players care. We've obviously got that Brady Hoff interview written up on the West, and he walked out of it in tears. So clearly, I think it's more the young guys especially really are invested and they really do want to get better. But at the moment, it's just not happening. And you can ask a million questions about how that gets done. But at the end of the day, you've just got to train. You've just got to train hard. I'm not sure if they are training enough. That was another thing that I saw somewhere. I think Jack Graham was speaking about that. Maybe they need an extra training session. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm obviously not a professional athlete, so I wouldn't have a clue. But to me, I don't know how these things are fixed other than just training it and getting these things into these guys, getting the message into them about what they need to do and how it needs to be fixed. And it's not going to be quick, it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be pretty. But you've just got to keep going, and it's tough for supporters to go through it because you just want to see instant fixes a lot of the time. And I understand that you've got to wait it out, but we are waiting it out, and it is painful. You can't deny that it is a painful experience waiting out these results. And can you see these results coming is the other thing. We do get glimpses, and I do know that we will get there eventually. But I suppose whether we get there in 2 years or 5 years, that's another story.
I'm going to have terrible posture after this video. I am really hunching down in here.
But I suppose at the moment for West Coast, they're 0-5, first time in their history that has happened. So it's safe to say it's been a disappointing campaign, even for the low standards set by fans, by the club, whatever it is. It has been a disappointing start, and things need to change. Again, it won't happen quickly. I mean, there's so many things that needs to be worked on. There is probably a few positives. We've got good young guys coming in. Luca Grego needs to play. Tom Gross looks really good. Sandy Brock, I reckon, will be all right. So there are those shining lights there, but there is plenty to work on, and you have to wait it out. And I do think we'll get a win at some point. At the moment, it's probably hard to see where and how, but I reckon it'll get. Surely, it's not going to be a winless season. But you would hope so. I think we will get one. Hopefully in the next few weeks. I think we've got Melbourne at home. We've got Richmond game. We've got the Bombers at home. Maybe, I don't know. But surely we'll get something there. So you would hope so. It needs to be done. It needs to be done for the sake of the group. They just need a win. They need a good game. Or else it could get pretty ugly, even more ugly than it already is. That is my thoughts so far on West Coast season. I know I haven't been around. I've just been trying to cope, but yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I mean, it's just me rambling mostly. Make sure you like, subscribe, whatever. And not too sure how this channel's going to go now. I mean, I had a plan at the start of the season for this channel, but I've just been so bloody angry with how everything's gone. I don't know if I'm in the mood to do it, but I'll stick around and pump out a few things every now and again. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, stick around, subscribe, like, whatever, comment, let me know what you guys think, and I hope to see you again soon for another Footy West video.